I'm from Uganda, so the first question I'll ask, has any one of you ever been to Africa? Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Rwanda? So if I may ask, what payment option do you usually use when in East Africa? M-Pesa. M-Pesa is a subsection of mobile money. So mobile money is very popular in sub-Saharan Africa. So you'll find that it's what's mainly being used and it has become mainstream. So just to take you back, who knows what mobile money is? Again, I'll ask this question at the end. I'll have a special prize for you for that one that gets it right. But mobile money is simply having a digital wallet attached to your SIM card. So what happens is that your SIM card becomes a wallet where value is put. So you can send this value from one SIM card to another, hence mobile money. So mobile money basically started in 2008. It started from the Pacifics. However, when it was, I think, Vodacom that picked it up and then implemented it in Kenya, it became so popular, hence M-Pesa. So from that, Uganda, Rwanda, and Tanzania just simply copied the script and brought it to Uganda. So it became a mainstream payment service option in Uganda, in Tanzania, in Rwanda, and then it spread all over sub-Saharan Africa. Currently, the global stage, mobile money is handling about $1.45 trillion. That is basically, if you're to look at it, that's about $2.7 million US per second. So that is very big. And out of all the mobile money wallets we have, three quarters of them come from sub-Saharan Africa. That's about 853 million wallets that we hold. So I hope you see the potential of mobile money. To break it further down, the user cases for mobile money, of course, are usually peer-to-peer. That is sending from one mobile money to another. But remittance is becoming one of the fast-growing trends in terms of remittance. So most of this is being driven through West Africa. That's where a bulk of the money is sent. Then East Africa takes up the other bunch of it. You'll find that, again, remittance is the driving factor for mobile money. But then also you have things like bank to wallet and also wallet to bank. That's becoming popular in terms of merchant payments as well. So this is quickly picking up a lot all over the globe. And of course, this becomes exponential when it comes down to Africa. I'll also take you through the numbers. You'll find also mobile money is helping in addressing some of the UN SDG goals as well when it comes to protectionism, consumer usage. All right, let me just... So yeah, like I was saying, the mobile money was basically launched in 2001, that's in the Pacific, and then M-Pesa basically made it more pronounced in 2007. The applications, of course, that mobile money runs on, we predominantly had peer-to-peer transactions. That's, of course, by then it was used mainly for buying airtime and data. That hasn't changed. But then we moved to bill payments. So we had things like water, power, pay TV, even taxes. So this list keeps growing every year as new players come into the market. And then the most significant one, of course, is also merchant payments as well. That's collection of money on behalf of enterprises and so many other companies. Again, remittance being one of the leading things that mobile money addresses as well. So we have integrated financial services coming into play. That's mainly now in the space of savings, investment, insurance, credit, and among others. And also interoperability is becoming one of the key issues for mobile money, where you see them integrate with other different service providers in the mobile money space, with also banks as well, and other entities that are interested. And this is where probably XRPL will also come into play, hopefully. So where we are globally, again, as I said, we have mobile money has grown to 1.75 billion accounts just by the end of 2023. Of course, 3/4 of those come from Africa, sub-Saharan Africa. So the transaction value we're doing is 1.4 trillion as well. That's about 2.7 million per minute in terms of money that we're handling. The agent of network has also grown to about 18.6 million, of which the active ones are just 8.3 million. So when we also look at these agents are responsible for money in and money out. So that is the basis of mobile money. The more agents you have, the more your service will take off. All the more agents you have, then it's much easier for your company or your enterprise to receive money or send out money as well. So like I said, remittance is becoming a key driving force in mobile money, and that's being driven by the West African part. And also mobile money, again, is also helping address some of the UN SDG goals. So we mainly look at the cost of what the cost was of sending money from Europe or America to Africa, or even Africa to Europe. It was usually above 10%. But with mobile money, it has shrunk to about 3.7%. And we believe this can go even further lower if we get XRPL on board as well. And then interoperability is also becoming one of the things that's driving the industry, where you have bank to wallet and also wallet to bank, which has also grown considerably in the space of about 201 billion. This is just a snapshot of what I had spoken about. For those that like infographics, I'll just give you probably 5 seconds to enjoy that. The source is a GSM report on the state of mobile money for 2023. Again, it's also the next overview. So we're breaking down in terms of the monthly value snapshot, in terms of the different applications and where all the features and where the money is spent as well. Then we are looking, of course, global versus sub-Saharan Africa as well, in terms of the numbers that are moved, in terms of the services alive. And when we say services, these are the mobile money service providers that are currently operating. That's the globe. But in Africa, we have 165. The registered accounts, like I said, they're about 835 million. And then also we have the active users, who are about 234 million as well. The value that we have transacted alone in Africa, the volume is 62 billion, and also the value is 912 billion. So as we look, again, make it smaller and we get into Africa, these are also how it looks like. But I'll just give you an overview of Uganda, because I am from Uganda. I'm familiar with the numbers. So in Uganda, we have a population of 45 million users. Out of those, 30 million have access to a mobile phone. So we have two companies that are driving mobile money. That's MTN Mobile Money Company Limited and also Airtel Money Company Limited. Both of them, I would say this year it's MTN, the next year is Airtel. So they keep on switching the market leadership. But MTN has 20 million subscribers. Of those, 17 million are registered for mobile money. Airtel has about 18 million subscribers. Of those, about 13, 14 million are registered for mobile money. For a fact is that MTN in 2023 made 92 billion, no, 92, yeah, billion, no, trillion, sorry. That's about 24 billion US dollars in terms of the money that moves through mobile money. In 2020, that's 2022. 2023, they moved about 35 billion US dollars through mobile money. So we do play with those kinds of numbers. No bank can even do that. And of course, also we have to look at mobile money is directly proportional to the number of phones in the country. So we have over 30 million phones, of which 13 million are smartphones, and then the rest are basic, all featured phones. So the factors that have led to the widespread of mobile money, one of them, of course, is USSD. For those that do not know USSD, that is unstructured supplementary service data. When you dial *165 hash or star something something hash, that's USSD. So you'll find that USSD works on any phone, especially the basic phones that are majority of what users in Uganda have, or in East Africa. That is still king. So as long as you want to do business in Uganda, in Africa, USSD is the only way to go. The reason for that is because, one, our internet penetration is not the best. We are still below 50%. And again, not everyone has a smartphone as well. And also, you look at the regulation. Like in some countries in ours, you cannot buy airtime scratch card. That was totally scrapped off. So everything has to be bought through either mobile money or an agent. And also, there are other things that have come into play, of course. The other factors also, the agent network. Mobile money is as good as only the agency that is there. So we have plenty of those in Uganda. Almost for every corner you go to, or any street you go to, there is an agent willing to serve you. And then, of course, mobile money phone penetration being the highest in Africa. So this is the highest, and because of that also, it's driving the use of mobile money. Then we have to look at the regulation. Regulation has come a long way. When mobile money started, so most of the telecom companies, all the mobile network operators, were running a fintech division, if I may choose that. So the only thing they needed was a blessing from the central bank or a partnership with another bank to run the escrow. So whatever happened was with a small department. But however, because of the complexity and because the volumes and numbers of the transaction was growing, the central government wanted a bit more oversight so that they could manage, because this is people's money. So with the bill that came up in 2020, that's the the Payment National Systems Bill, it advocated to have two entities. That is one that's strictly for mobile money and one that's strictly for data and airtime. So they had to break away, and that's what all the companies have now done. So with that in place, of course, it meant that you needed to get the respective licenses to be able to operate. That's for the case of Uganda. So this is what has been implemented. And this is being copied across the African continent. So for you to operate a wallet, you'll need a license. For you to be able to do deposits and withdrawals, you'll need a license. For you to issue money, e-money, you'll need a license. So this is the regulation that's taking over. And of course, the new guidelines are coming up and time again. They're being a bit more stringent so that they can safeguard people's money. Then, of course, we look at MNOs also needing to create new entities, of course, to handle the operations of mobile money. And then the other key factor in regulation is, of course, the bank partnerships. You still need a bank partner that will hold the escrow. At the end of the day, that's where the money can be held, so that it can be converted either into e-money or cashed out at the end of the day. And this have to tell you at the end of the day. And also, we are seeing the introduction of taxes across Africa to try to get money through mobile money, because most of these ideally have been used as a safe haven. But when the government came to realize this, then they decided to introduce taxes. So this also affects the adoption of mobile money as well. But as time goes on, as government sees the relevancy, because you're doing close to 34 billion, and then it drops, there is an issue. So usually that's when government tries to correct it as well. And then also we have a lot of companies that tend to partner with the telecoms or with the mobile money service provider. All of them have to also adhere to the compliances. So if you want to do remittance, you have to get the remittance license before you can go and partner with the mobile money service provider. So mobile money 2.0, what is that and what does it look like? What is to me, I call it the future. So the question is, can mobile money go any further? And of course, the answer is yes. So we look at the new trends that mobile money is actually getting engrossed to. So the first one, we are going to have untethered customers who do not need to belong to a network, all have a SIM card. eSIM cards are coming up, smartphones are all over Africa. So you'll find that you will not need to belong to, say, MTN, Airtel, or even Safaricom. That's for M-Pesa. So it will be opened up to all users. And then also we're looking at building an ecosystem. So most of these companies have now reached a place where they're becoming a marketplace, because they give you access to their subscribers. Like I mentioned, MTN has over 20 million subscribers. So it becomes a marketplace for you to come and either collect money or sell your service to them. So it's an ecosystem where money stays in. You'll be able to buy airtime, data, pay for your TV, pay bills, send money to your friend, even send money to someone outside Uganda. So all that is being encompassed within mobile money. And then also we look at the international interoperability. So, things like supporting Visa. I can actually now buy a good using a Visa card that's created from my wallet on mobile money. MasterCard, Visa, and others. And also we're looking at now cryptocurrencies like, I'm hoping XRPL will be the first one to experiment this, so that anyone can implicitly, once you register, your account is created on the XRPL ledger, and then you can move manual assets as and when you want. And then also look at multi-currency payments. Now, mobile money only supports the local currency in which it's operating. If it's Uganda, it's Ugandan shillings. If you go to Kenya, it's M-Pesa. What would happen if we would remove that currency barrier? I can send dollars using mobile money to Kenya, or send euros anywhere else in the world. So we're also going to get to that level as well. Then again, integrated financial services come into play, embedded services. Those are offerings that are tailored to the specific needs of the users as and when they spend on mobile money. Probably buying a life policy or buying a third-party policy. All this can be tailored to your needs. If you buy a lot of fuel, we can study that and say, can we offer you probably insurance for this mileage? So all these are things that will be integrated, and also AI is going to play a very big role in that. And also customer loyalty and retention is also one of the big drives. So plugging into XRPL, into mobile money, how would that look like at the end of the day? So one, we're looking at web monetization. I know there are a few user cases that have exploited this as well. We're seeing support for multiple currency transactions. We're seeing cheaper way of moving money. I think moving money on the XRP is 0.00 something, which is very, very cheap. We're also seeing access to international financial markets and services. And also my favorite use case will be DeFi. I will give a case study below just to look at the possibility, all the opportunities of DeFi. And of course, trading, liquidity, to mention but a few. For trading liquidity, mobile money works on the basis of an escrow, which means liquidity, which means float account. So you need to have that to be able, and also it has to match to the e-value of the money that's out there at the end of the day. So yeah, mobile money, of course, reaches over 856 million Africans, remember, of which 2 quarters are in sub-Saharan Africa on a yearly basis, and we have a 19% growth in terms of mobile money. So it's very, as long as you're looking at inclusivity in Africa, you cannot avoid mobile money. So there is a case, this is something that's open to the public. We are looking at an opportunity. This is a fictitious company, though the data is real. It's from MTN Momo, Uganda Limited. So it offers a microcredit or lending service to over, it's now 20 million subscribers, but the mobile money registered subscribers are 17 million. So this service, we are looking at, it's a micro lending solution. We're looking at converting it into DeFi. How would it look like if we were to put it on XRPL? I'm going to leave that as food for thought for you. So we're looking at an interest rate of 9%. That's monthly. So annually, you're looking at 108%. Imagine instead of doing arbitrage, all staking, and you have a portion of that. Wouldn't you want to lend us money? Definitely. The penalty, of course, for not paying back is 9%, but no one ever looks at the penalty when you want money. Then the current number of users is 12 million. Active users that are borrowing. There are 12 million users. So the size of their portfolio is 80 billion. That's 20.9 million US dollars. And then the amount that's being lent out on a daily is about 1.1 million US dollars. That's 4 billion Uganda shillings. So the amount lent out in a year is 1.5 trillion. No bank does this, but there's a company in Uganda that does this. Food for thought for you. And the default rate, of course, I can't say, as long as you're lending money, you have to be willing to lose some. The default rate is 5%, but this is later reduced to 2% through other collection mechanism. So again, the challenge to you, how do we convert this and use it to apply any other user cases in terms of DeFi and make it applicable on XRPL? The other one, which is not here, of course, is also investment, and saving is becoming a big thing in Africa. All of a sudden, your children should not be your investment goal. They shouldn't take care of you when you're getting older. So that means that we have to put in the work now. And also, if I may take you back, in Uganda, out of the 45 million population we have, only 10 million have bank accounts. So where are the others? But if you ask me, the actual number is only 5 million have bank accounts. So 40 million are excluded. How do these guys save? Where do they save from? Do they know about investment? So we also look at the user case in terms of investment and saving. Most of these use mobile money as an alternative to saving. So they'll put their $1 away probably every week. So as mobile money holds this money, they do make money for themselves. But can we generate money for the users as well? Can we advise them, probably put your money here, or we can put it on your behalf while safeguarding their money? So that is it. Thank you very much. This is, of course, through the lens of the user cases we're talking about in Uganda, in Africa in general. So when you look at the market vendor, what are they interested in? They need quick cash at the beginning of the day to be able to go buy whatever groceries that they need, sell it throughout the day, make a return, and pay back the money. If you look at the transport guy, we are very popular with borders or tuk-tuks, for those that have been in Kenya and Tanzania. Again, these guys just need fuel to be able to complete a delivery or take a passenger from point A to point B. They also need money. Can they borrow and pay it back at the end of the day? We have VSLAs that are very popular. They have become the saving institutions of Uganda. There are very many. We have over 5,000 of them. So these ones are interested in, can we get credit? And also, is there a way that we can save our money as it earns interest? And then, of course, the learners, that's access to education. Everyone needs power to be able to learn something, the tools that drive this. Or even when you look at work of trades, for the carpenters or electricians, you will need power to do something. And we are now getting into prepaid power in Uganda. So if I do not have access to this power, can I get a facility that will give me access to this power? And then we look at the sick. We have the worst healthcare system in the world, I would believe. But even with not a not so perfect system, again, it also needs to run on some kind of credit as well. When people get sick, can they have access to medicine? You don't have the money now because you're not well, but when I get better, and then can I pay it back later? So the list goes on and on. We could talk for a whole day, but this is what I would say the solution that I would want us to build together would probably address. I think that's it. Thank you so much.